This is the Hidden Killers Podcast with Tony Brueski.
Featuring defense attorney, Hidden Killers daily contributor, and host of the Defense Diaries podcast, Bob Motta.
Well, when you've been the judge that's been presiding over a case with much controversy that even involves yourself, possibly being prejudicial, maybe even breaking the law in Indiana, what happens after a certain point in time? Well, in Indiana, you get a promotion. That's what happens. Allen Superior Court Board of Judges has elected new chief judge who will help guide the court's leadership team for the next 2 years, and that person is Frances C. Gull. She'll serve as that 2-year term as the court's chief judge already started January 1st of 2024. Here to discuss the impacts of what this means, specifically on the Delphi murder case, Bob Motta, defense attorney, host of the amazing podcast Defense Diaries. Do go check that out. As of our recording of this at this moment, she's still the judge for the Delphi murder case. Is this kind of a behind the scenes, hey, we're going to make a nice little path for you to exit over here without having a whole lot of shame being thrown your way?
That's what my gut was when I read it, when I saw that it came down. And look, every courthouse, they'll have chief judges depending on the size of it. Like you'll have a chief judge for the criminal division. You'll have a chief judge for, the family division. You'll have a chief judge for the civil division, depending on the size. Allen County is pretty big. I don't know if she's chief judge of all of them. It is a ministerial promotion, but it's going to include more duties, more responsibility. To me, the timing, and it's a rotating thing. You know what I mean? It's like she's not going to be chief judge forever. It's a 2-year deal, then they'll put somebody else in. But the timing is very interesting to me. And to me, I felt exactly what you just said. I felt like it's paving the way for her to gracefully exit. You have her illness that had her off the bench, for a few weeks. Nobody knows the details of what that was. I don't know if it was COVID. I don't know if it's something more significant. And then you've got this, where she's now got all these other duties. This trial would require her to be away from the courthouse itself for months, potentially. And it's within her window of, it's currently set for October of next year, depending on what the Supreme Court of Indiana does. It could get moved back up if Baldwin and Rosie are reappointed and, they get a 70-day date, because that's what they're asking for, so it's, it's just another thing in a long line of weird things going on with that case. It's
another inside thing that's going on that just seems to kind of baffle the mind of there's all these problems, all these issues that seem to be going on over here. To most of us, we'd be thinking, well, it's probably not the person that's about to get a promotion, but looky here. The system basically sitting there defending the wrongdoers within their own system by let's move this person that way. I mean, the analogy that I can think of, and it's not exactly the same, but if you think of other organizations who have wrongdoings levied against them, like the Catholic Church and many other type things too, well, we know that. Let's just keep moving people around from place to place and never actually address the problem of the character of the individuals that are in question. And certainly there's quite a lot of question about the character of Gull, at least in respect to the Richard Allen case.
Yeah. I don't know. I've dug into her a bit, and, she was well respected coming into it. She's been a judge for a long time. And it's just I don't know if this case is an anomaly for her where she just really whiffed or she's getting older. And this is one where she just kind of drank the Kool-Aid in terms of kind of forgetting her role as an unbiased jurist, and she just kind of got a gut feeling on this one. I don't know what it is that caused her to kind of go off the tracks on this one. I'd like to believe that if I could be candid with her and sit down with her and ask her, like, if you could do some things differently in this thing, would you do it differently? And I think if she was being honest and looking at it, objectively, which is tough when you're talking about yourself, but if she just looks at it, like kind of how everything played out, starting all the way in the beginning, when she decided to try this case under cover of darkness, man, by like just sealing everything and not letting the public in a case, it just makes it seem like people are trying to hide something. You know what I mean? It's like, so I don't know. It stinks. It's like another thing that stinks. And now instead of Delphi County, it's Allen County, but it stinks in the Richard Allen. It's just a bad look. It just is.
It's one more thing that has nothing to do with the actual merits of the case, what we should be focusing on, and the attention should be going to, that just keeps raising all the attention over here to this dumpster fire when no, we need to be figuring this out for justice for these two little girls. This case has become almost anything but that. Hopefully here, with that hearing coming up, some direction, some resolution can be made so that focus can go back to where it should be.
Want to listen ad-free? Want advanced access to all of our interviews before anyone else?
Become a True Crime Today Premium Plus subscriber on Apple Podcasts.
You get every episode commercial-free.
So you can binge on true crime
until you can binge no more.
Search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts now, or go to our podcast page and sign up now.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast next.